This is Super Bowl 60 coming up in Santa Clara. This is the MVP of Super Bowl 50 in Santa Clara, now at the Washington Commanders, Von Miller. Good to see you, Von. How are you?
Hey. Howdy, guys. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Man, it's been 10 years since you won MVP at the Super Bowl, Von.
Yeah, it's been 10 years since I won Super Bowl 50 in Santa Clara, and now it's Super Bowl 60 back at the same spot. It'd be dope to go back there and do it again.
I was wondering, are you thinking that? Has that thought crossed your mind at all, Von?
I've had those thoughts, and I've been, I'm super optimistic, and I've had those daydreams, and I've had those thoughts for sure, 100%.
Is that the replica over your left shoulder, right there?
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, from Super Bowl 50, yes, sir.
From that, okay, from that. And are those one of those that you have to pay for yourself, or did the Broncos give that to you, Von? Was that one?
No, I went and got it. I went and got it made. I wish I would have just swapped it out for the real one at the Broncos facility. No, but no, it's a replica.
Okay, can you reach behind you and grab it? I just want to see, or you?
Oh, yeah.
I just want to see it. I want Commanders fans to see what this looks like, potentially, of you holding this bad boy up. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That.
Awesome. That's dope. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
Right? Did you wake up dangerous that day? Like, what was that like that day?
It was crazy as I think about it. Like, I didn't have any nerves that day. And usually before football games, you feel a little shaky, you have a little bit of nerves. It was the Super Bowl. Like, I just remember, like, heading to that game, going in the locker room, putting on my pregame stuff, going out there, running around pregame, and I just felt like, bro, like, I'm ready to go. Like, I had zero nerves, and I was just ready to play. And I think whenever you're playing for somebody else, playing for, like, Peyton Manning, Wade Phillips, DeMarcus Ware, Coach Kubiak, whenever you're playing for somebody else and you're trying to do it for them, it kind of eliminates those nerves.
And did you at any point in time, because Michael Irvin told me he once upon a time snuck out to see Michael Jackson at halftime. It was Beyonce and Coldplay. Did you sneak? Did you get out there early to maybe sneak a peek?
No, I was locked all the way in, man. Okay. I was locked all the way in to try to win the Super Bowl.
Jeez, you didn't say to Peyton, "I'm going out early to see Beyonce." You didn't.
No.
How would that have gone over, Vaughn?
And it's a longer halftime too. Usually it's about 12 minutes, and for the Super Bowl it's around like 22 minutes. So it's a longer halftime. But I just refueled and got ready for the second half.
Oh, that worked out, by the way. In retrospect, you know what I mean? Man, I just love seeing that trophy behind you right there. That is a beautiful piece of Tiffany hardware right there. I have Von Miller here on the Rich Eisen Show. Our radio audience about to rejoin us on our Disney Plus broadcast on this Tuesday. Back on ESPN Radio, presented by Progressive Insurance. Joining us right now, courtesy of the Washington Commanders and Origins, is Von Miller. Good to see you, Von. So what is going through your mind going into this season number? Let me get this right. It's season 14 for you. Von.
Season 15. Season 15. I played 14. It's going on season 15.
Okay.
I'll be 37 years old in March, and for me it was just about staying healthy. They did a really good job here with the Commanders and Coach Quinn. They've done a really good job of keeping me healthy, and the plan that they had to practice and to hold me back. And this off season, coming into this season, I went and got stem cells at Origins in Panama. It was a state-of-the-art facility, highest quality stem cells, extremely safe and transparent process. And I just wanted that natural healing and the recovery to get ready for the season. And I was healthy going in. You don't necessarily need to be injured, but it was something I wanted to do to make sure I was ready to go. And it was a great process. And leading up into this training camp, whenever I signed, I was ready to go. And they did a really good job of working me in and ramping up my reps. And here it is, week 1 of my 15th season, and I'm ready to go.
Normally, somebody of your stature and age would be the 100% OG of the locker room, but there's Bobby Wagner. Right there, Von. What is that like to be a teammate of Bobby Wagner? And both of you, I'll say it, I know you can't, both of you will wind up in Ohio one day with a bust and a jacket and all of that. What is it like? What is it like to be a teammate of his for this team going into this campaign, Vaughn?
It's cool, man, because I've been a huge fan of Bobby Wagner. You know, my whole career. You know them registering me as a linebacker, and them registering him as a linebacker. You know, we kind of battled for those All Pro votes. You know,
Nice.
he beat me out. He beat me out on a couple All Pro votes.
Mm-hmm.
But now they fixed that. You know, they got an edge rusher and all that stuff. So if it was like that back in the day, I probably would have had a few more. But Bobby beat me out a couple of times, and it's good to have a guy like that in the locker room, man. I've been a fan of his for a super long time. He's a vet. He knows what it takes to win Super Bowls. Not only him, but Zach Ertz and Laramie Tunsil and all of these guys, man. We got a good group of vets in there, and it's good to just be there with guys that know how to get it done, and they've been doing it for a very long time at a high level.
Yeah, the conversation about the Commanders roster, part of it is you do have the oldest roster entering the season, but you also have a young unicorn at arguably the most important position. You have been around some good ones, sir, as a teammate. You have been around Peyton. Obviously, he was much more veteran when you were winning a Super Bowl with him. Stafford, the same way. Josh Allen, you were with him in an MVP campaign. What does Jayden Daniels look like to you, and how he compares with others that you've played with, Vaughn?
Man, he's great, man. And you just can't leave, Josh Allen and go anywhere and go play for anybody, So that's why it took me a little bit. But the Commanders, man. Whenever I was able to join here, it was a huge part of that was Jayden and Coach Quinn, and man, Jayden, he's the full package, man. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he's smart, he's composed out there, he doesn't get rattled. No game is ever too big, no moment is ever too small, man. He's even keel. And he's angry out there, man. He just attacks, and that's the type of vibe that you want coming from a quarterback. He has this shade of Kobe in him, Kobe Bryant. So it's good to be around him, man. He's a true competitor, man, and I'm anxious to get out there and play, man. He's gonna score a lot of points. We got Scary Terry and Debo and Austin Eckler. They're gonna put up a lot of points, and that usually adds up for me to be able to go out there and do what I do and go protect the lead and rush after the quarterback.
You went Mamba on me there, Vaughn. I mean, I didn't see that name coming. Why do you compare him to Kobe?
He has. He's a huge fan of Kobe. He's a huge fan of Kobe, and in the locker room, you just feel it, man. He's he's a true competitor. Practicing against him, he's on attack mode all the time, and he's talking trash with Bobby every day, man, and they just go after it, man. Whoa. And it's really dope to be a part of that, man. And and I'm anxious to see how we play this week, man. If we can go out there and do what we do, it'd be a good week for us.
I did not see Jayden Daniels talking smack to Bobby Wagner on this.
It's friendly. Card. It's friendly though. It's not nothing.
I'm sure.
It's not in the trade.
I'm sure it is. But again, because you made the point of nothing seems to bother him. Nothing. No. Like I don't know if you saw that because you were obviously on the sideline of the Monday night game against Cincinnati on ESPN. Lisa Salters asked him a great question when he ran in the end zone and up the middle, in a preseason game. She's like, why didn't you get down? He said, because I wanted to score. And I you know what I mean? Like it is funny because it's so simple, but it is just gives you a mindset of, okay, he's just doing his thing, and it works. It just works in a way that I guess it's easy to follow, right?
Yeah, it is, man. It just works, man. Like I said, even before I got here and just analyzing his rookie season, he didn't look like a rookie out there. He was composed. It didn't matter what team he played or what game he was in. It could be the NFC Championship. It could be Monday night, Thursday night games. He just looked like he was just going out there and playing his game, man. The moment was never too big for him. And, hopefully we can be able to build on that this season. And, I've seen shades of him building on that in practice. And it'd be great to go out there and play against somebody else and to see him continue to develop and evolve. And to what quarterback we really don't even know. He doesn't even have a ceiling right now. And that's one of the cool things about being around Jayden, man. He's so young that we don't even know how good he can be, man. And it's just an honor and a privilege to be a part of it.
How good can this team be? Again, you've gotten 2 of those trophies behind you. One in Los Angeles, a team you joined midseason, and obviously Denver, which drafted you. What about this team? How does it feel in this locker room to somebody who knows what it takes, Vaughn?
Man, it feels great. And I think it starts with the leadership here, man. With Adam Peters and Coach Quinn and his coaching staff that we have, man. We got a couple head coaches on his coaching staff. With Anthony Lynn and we got so many guys on the coaching staff, man. Coach Pagano is in the room with us, man, and Coach Darryl Tapp and Ryan Kerrigan. These guys are great coaches, man, and Sharif Floyd, man. And I think it starts with the leadership that we have, and it just kind of trickles down from there, man. And we got a little bit in every single spot, and it takes a little bit of luck down the stretch. The football guys gotta fall in your favor too. But if we can just control what we control, man, I really like our chances.
And again, Vaughn, clearly you've got your own team to worry about, and you've got your own destiny to do your best to control. That said, please take me inside the Washington Commanders locker room when word filtered out that the Dallas Cowboys traded away Micah Parsons. Vaughn.
I like to. I want to be a GM like when I'm done working in the front office too. So I kind of been analyzing that situation for a while.
All right.
And, I honestly think it was a win-win for both sides. Like, the Dallas Cowboys, they needed those first-round picks, and they needed a big-time defensive tackle on the inside. Wasn't quite able to, to get Micah what he wanted. You got, TJ Watt sitting at $42 million and Myles Garrett sitting at $41 million. You just can't give him 43. He's young and he's going into his prime. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. And, you had to jump those guys by a significant amount, and I don't think the Dallas Cowboys were able to do that. And, it's a good fit for Micah. They got a big-time quarterback. They got big-time offensive weapons over there. Defense has been good for a long time in Green Bay. They're playing in a division where they've been competitive in that division for a while now, and it's a win-win for both sides. It was was able to get Michael what he needed, and the Dallas Cowboys they needed some quality picks too with 2 first-round picks, so it was a win-win for both sides.
Are you saying that because you're seeing Michael week 2? Is that what's happening? Again, I'm not surprised that you want to be a GM and that you can be. Okay, not surprised there. But I'm surprised that somebody, with darn near 130 career sacks like you, moving up that chart, Vaughn, would say, sure, take a 26-year-old first-team All-Pro pass rusher and swap them for, albeit a very talented Pro Bowl defensive tackle, and 2 firsts, on the outset of the season when you could have done it before, the draft. But just that alone, that you're like, oh, sure, that you could see this being equitable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I would have made that decision. I'm just analyzing it. That was the decision that was made. If it were me, like I would have paid Michael way a long time ago. It would have been way cheaper, and it probably wouldn't have been able to, to keep him, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott. So I probably would have. I definitely would have paid, Mike. It's certain guys in the league that you just know are going to be good, and you don't have to wait for those guys.
Right.
You should lock those guys up, and you save a little bit on the back end. And Micah was, in my opinion, was definitely one of those guys that you want to lock up as soon as possible.
And again, Jayden doesn't usually show his hand. Was he smiling that he doesn't have 11 to have to deal with twice? I mean, because he was the last quarterback Micah sacked as a Cowboy was Jayden Daniels, Vaughn.
I think everybody is everybody in the NFC East is a little bit excited about that one. Right. We still got to see him. He's still gonna wreak havoc in the NFL. Like he's just now going to his prime, man, and it'd be interesting to follow the rest of his career.
Okay. Before I let you go, let's talk business. You mentioned earlier again why you went to Origins in Panama. Walk me through what that was, what this is, and what others might should know about cellular medicine here.
Oh yeah, I went down to Panama to Origins to get stem cells. You don't have to be injured or Asian to go out there and take care of your body. They had a state-of-the-art facility. It was extremely safe and a transparent process. They walked me through the whole process. I was able to get stem cells in a couple of different joints in my body, and I got it in my face too to appear younger a little bit.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can do a little bit. You can do a little bit of everything with stem cells.
Okay.
And I've been a huge fan of stem cells for a long time. And Origins, they have the best facility in Panama, and I'm excited to add that to my yearly routine.
Yeah, origins.com for more information on that. I didn't know that you could do stem cell in your face. Okay. What about hair, Vaughn? What about this?
Man, you can put stem cells anywhere, man, and they're just the building blocks to recovery and growth, man. And it's a natural healing and recovery process to get ready for the season for me. But like I said before, to be part of my yearly routine from here on out.
And again, for business as well. Marshawn Lynch famously said to take care of your mentals and your chicken. He meant money there, but for you it means both, right? Greener Pastures Chicken. How's the chicken business?
Chicken business is good, and you can check it out at greenerpastureschicken.com.
Okay.
Is something that I started about 8 years ago to really present high quality product, non-GMO, certified organic. The certification that I'm really proud of is the humanely raised product. My chickens live a country club lifestyle.
Oh,
and
really?
They only really have one bad day, and they don't see it coming.
Oh man, that's a bit of reality I didn't see coming.
Lifestyle. That's amazing.
Yeah, they got access to natural grass and natural bugs and natural sunlight and natural airflow. And we move these houses across the pasture every other day, so they have natural access to grass and all type of stuff, and they're really able to grow up in their natural environment. And I think you can really taste. I really think you can taste that in the birds. Like I said, they live a country club lifestyle, and they just have one bad day.
Sort of like the quarterbacks you sack, right, Vaughn?
Yeah, just like the quarterbacks.
Yeah, just like Russell in Week 1 this Sunday, right? You never
Yeah,
know.
I'm hoping on it. I'm hoping on it for sure.
Okay, last one for you. What's going to go through your mind, veins, heart, soul in that tunnel Sunday for, as you mentioned, season 15 for you in a campaign that ends in the stadium where you won a Super Bowl and an MVP? What's going through your mind? You think?
For me, as you play all of these years, going into year 15. That perspective, it just continues to change, man. And I've always been grateful to play in the National Football League, and I've always been grateful to be here. But it just means so much more. And, after we lost to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't sure, what was going to happen after that. And, the Bills released me a month after that. I wasn't sure if that was my last game. And, I didn't want to go out like that. And, I love football. I love all elements of football, from practice to being in the locker room to the day before games to preseason games to, training camp to everything, man. And I've grown to love everything about football and all aspects of football, from, the leadership positions to working with coaches and young players and player evaluation and player development. Man, I really love everything about football, and just to have that opportunity again I'm so grateful for that. And I just want to take advantage of all of my opportunities that I'm able to have from here going forward. Not like I didn't before, but they just mean so much more now. And, hopefully we can, I can play the type of football that I know I can still play at a high level and contribute to this team. And, the sky's the limit for us if I'm able to do that.
Go crush it, Vaughn. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, guys.
You got it. That's Vaughn Miller right here on the Rich Eisen Show. There he goes. One of the best, man. One of our favorites. Love that guy, man.